So it's a 360 camera, and you have a lens up front, a lens in the back, and together they get stitched together. And where my selfie stick is right there in the middle. So you get this effect of me carrying nothing but my hand sticking out. But actually I'm carrying a selfie stick. Pretty cool, huh? When I first saw a guy doing this just a couple weeks ago, I never knew a thing or even heard of a 360 camera. And when I saw him carrying a selfie stick, I'm like, man, that guy's blurring out that selfie stick in post-production. Which could be done. But no, he's had a 360 camera. So this is called the 360 Insta camera. This is the X3. It was $299 on Amazon. And they've gone on from the X3 to the X4 to the X5. I've heard the X5 can do some cool things that this one can't do. But I'm happy with this. And from what I've read about the X5, I mean, there are cool things you can do about it. But with the X5, there are a few problems also that I've heard about. So either just buy an X3 or wait for the X6 rollout, which who knows when that would come out. But the cool thing about this thing is you can upload this video to YouTube as a 360 video, and if I upload this, you could take your finger or the mouse on your computer screen and move this around and get any view you wanted. Like in Google, if you're looking at ever in Google Maps, where they have the 360 view, you can do the same thing. It's pretty cool. So think about the uses for real estate. I don't know, there's got to be a lot of ways to do this. I'm going to do this with pickleball. And then the other cool thing you can do with this camera is you can, say you're doing a shot, well, you can focus on one person. So again, playing pickleball, you can highlight one person and the camera would keep that person centered in the screen, even though you could still move around if you wanted to. Very cool stuff. The thing I will say about this Insta360 is, because I had no one to help me out except for AI, which was fantastic, and Google, which was fantastic. But you know, I don't know if it's because I'm older, but there's a hell of a learning curve. If you don't know this stuff, you kind of waddle your way through, and you know, there's still stuff I'm going to be learning, but the things that I would say right now that I've learned that are very important is that for the phone, you download the app for the Insta360. For the computer, you have to go on Insta360 website and download the program, Insta360, whether you have a Windows or a Mac. There's that. The other thing is working with the files. There is so much that I learned, and I know a lot about file management, but even with this thing, I went one step further. First of all, when I'm making this video, and I'm doing a 360 video right now, there's two files. There's a file for the front camera, and there's a file for the back camera. And so when you are in Insta Studio, that's where you do that's where you do the editing on the computer, Insta Studio. when you do that, all you have to do is upload one of those two files. And then you can go ahead and do all the work you need to do with it. But the thing of it is, when you upload one of those files, you think you're uploading the file, but you're not. When you bring that file in, that file is just like a reference. So you can't like bring that file in, then go back and delete where you brought that file in. The file is nothing more than a reference. Now, once you mess around, you edit the video how you want to edit it, and you export it, that exported file is now complete, and that's something that you can work with and manipulate in another video editing program. For me, it's LumaFusion. But until then, you're working off of that file that's on your SD card that's in the phone. I mean, in the camera. Also, the SD card that goes in that camera, it's got to be a special SD card. I didn't know that, right? So I put an SD card in when I first got the camera. Well, it doesn't work. Okay, the other thing I've done is I purchased their cloud service. It's like 250 gig. I don't know how much 200 gig I purchased, and I haven't even used that yet. So I got to figure out how to use that. As far as editing, for me it's fairly straightforward. If you've never done video editing before, you might be a little flummoxed by it. But for me, I kind of picked it up because I do LumaFusion. I know how to do the transitions and all that stuff. The main thing is keyframing. What is called keyframing. So editing, that's one thing. There's so many videos on YouTube on how to do that. Wonderful videos too. But for me, it's all about, you know, downloading the app, downloading the program, learning file management. And I would watch videos on how to do file management. There's a few out there for the Insta360. Boy, I didn't know this was going to be a talk about the Insta360. But anyway, you get it rolling and you're good to go. So this purchase for me is, I'm kind of over the moon by it. I thought, boy, it's kind of a frivolous thing. I mean, I'm into video editing and making movies and videos and stuff like that. But I didn't think this camera would be as cool and as utilitarian and as useful as it is. I am I'm over the moon with this camera. I can't highly recommend it enough. So, you know, and I got a drone. So with a combination of drone footage, this camera, and my phone camera, in fact, a couple days ago, I did a 3-camera shoot at playing pickleball. I had the drone behind the guys, and what I did was I did a pan out where I flew the drone, you know, from where our location all the way backwards and up to about 400 feet, and then I brought it back in. So I had it coming in when I edited it. the video. At the beginning, the drone is way out there and it zooms in, and then at the end of the video, I had the drone zoom back out. And then I had this 360 footage. And for me, this is all brand new, so I could have done a much better job, but I'm learning. And then I also had my phone. But what was cool about it was I put this all together into, I did what's called a 3-camera shoot in LumaFusion. And that was another thing, you know, I could line up the two, the phone camera and this camera because of the sound, you know, using the audio waves, but I could not quite get the drone camera to line up because there's no audio waves on that thing. So it was a little bit difficult, and that camera was a little bit off. And with me doing video, honestly, I'm kind of just rough around the edges. I'm not trying to be perfect. All right, so that's that on this video.